My boyfriend often accidentally makes me feel guilty when I spend time with my friends that isn't exclusively with me and him. How do I deal with the guilt? I don't think he intends to do this, but that's often the unintentional result. It feels like he doesn't see our time together as quality time unless we're solely one-on-one, but we live together. I spend nearly all my evenings after work just with him, and when we get days off together or when he finishes work in the mornings, sometimes he works early shifts so he finishes by midday and then we spend the rest of the day together, but lately there's been a lot of other social commitments so he's finding it hard to get quality time with me. This weekend alone we've had to attend a funeral on Friday. I worked Saturday and we both went to my friend's house for their birthday in the evening, and today I'm seeing my friend from school for lunch who I've already had to blow off a few times because I struggle a lot with socializing when I'm not feeling good mentally and I've been so drained that I keep canceling on people. My other friend from work who just left his job lives in the same town as my school friend, and I had to skip his leaving party to attend a therapy session I couldn't reschedule, so today I suggested killing two birds with one stone and seeing him and his boyfriend for a drink in the evening to make up for missing out the last time. It feels like I'm often catching up on time I miss out on with my friends because I end up bailing. My boyfriend was invited to both these events today but he doesn't feel like going as his social battery is drained from this weekend, which is completely fair, but I said I'd still need to go and fulfill my commitments to my friends. He was quite upset last night because I arranged the drink with my work friend, and he said it felt like I tacked something on last minute so he'd get less alone time with me. I apologized and said when I thought about it, I felt like I was saving time since these friends live in the same town so I wouldn't have to make multiple trips by going back another day. I'd just spend an extra couple hours in that town and then come home. This morning he's been quite low and sad. I keep trying to cheer him up and enjoy the few hours we have alone this morning. But I just ended up letting the guilt overwhelm me because I was trying to talk to him and make jokes and be intimate with him, not sexually, just cuddling and kissing a lot, but he didn't seem to be receiving it very well and I wasn't getting much back. This made me sad and I told him it feels like nothing I do will make everyone happy and I don't know what to do. He told me I was making him feel bad for being upset. I told him I don't like seeing him upset and knowing it's my fault and I'm sorry. He'll say that it feels like he isn't allowed to express how he feels, that by him being sad it makes me sad and he doesn't feel like he can express himself or that he's allowed to feel for that reason. I find this so confusing and I don't know how to navigate it. I honestly cannot tell if I'm wrong or what I can do to make it better or make everybody happy. I offered to tell my friends I was sick yet again but he told me not to do that and that he understood I need to see my friends and that they need me to be there for them too. But if he understands that, I don't know how to deal with how unhappy it makes him and how guilty that makes me. It just ends up with us both being off with each other and we're struggling to handle it. There have been several instances where he'll make comments or his attitude will change when I even mention seeing my friends, let alone make plans, whether he's invited or not. I do feel like we get lots of alone time and I love the time we spend together, but it doesn't feel like it's ever enough for him. What can I do? I feel like I'll start losing friends if I cancel on them again and again. Comment. Tell him to grow up, stop acting like a hurt puppy because you have a life. Of course he's allowed to be sad but he's not allowed to send you in a guilt trip to either make you feel bad for having friends. I say this with kindness. Any relationship that has this level of angst over normal socializing is worrisome. Any relationship which leads you to lose friends is worrisome. The best thing for both of you would be to spend time apart and work on yourselves. If you don't want to break up then move out and date without living together. He needs to learn how to stop being so manipulative and needy. And you need to learn to assert your own boundaries and not deviate from them. Best wishes. Yes, so, ignoring the age gap cause it's picked up on in this posts as a good or bad thing. It's sounding like he's giving a choice either him or your friends. Seems like he wants to spend a lot of time with you so much so than others. This can be good at times but can also be bad as it leaves you out to talk with friends or have fun with friends. In order to deal with the guilt, Tell him outright straight that if he doesn't forgive or if he's still guilty, then that's that. You have nothing to forgive him about and you're guilt-free. He should respect your boundaries to also hang out with other people too. I don't want to suggest this, but as this might bring some light to the situation, do you think he's trying to keep you to himself alone? Maybe he just doesn't like others spending time with you. If so, that might be a tidbit of a problem. Hoping it's not this though. Just ask him what exactly is he so upset about. You are literally trying to save yourself time by seeing two friends who are in the same vicinity on the same day. So that way you don't lose more time with your so another day. I know you want to baby him because you love him, but the more you let this go on, the worse you will feel about spending time with others, which there is nothing bad about. And will isolate yourself from the world for his pleasing? If he doesn't want to come along with, that's fine, but he doesn't get to make you feel bad when you are just trying to be a good friend. Next time he's upset about a day or something, just say we can have a total great day together on Monday or Tuesday, etc., etc. But if that's the case, if you do plan a nice date and spend it with him, we all know he'll continue to do the same thing because it's not enough. Set your boundaries now before you start losing yourself and your friends. Next story 2. I need help trying to fix the relationship between my brother and my mother. So to preface this, I'm a 25-year-old man and my brother is about a year younger than me. Currently, my brother refuses to talk to my mother or even acknowledge her presence. If she talks to him, he fully ignores her. He hasn't talked to her in years now, and I desperately need help to try and fix this. Hopefully someone here can offer me a new perspective and some advice. I'll openly admit that I'm what many would call the golden child in my family. I help my parents when I can, and I've been the good kid who didn't really cause much trouble. I wasn't always great like that, but it may help offer perspective. My brother was always the more goofy one and more willing to get into trouble, cut class, and the like. Originally this started when we were younger. We used to fight a lot, and it usually got to a point where one of our parents was called in to step in and break up the argument before it escalated even further. Usually I would be the one my parents would take the side of, since I was either in the right, or my brother started some of the stuff or went further than I did. I got in trouble plenty, but I learned not to push things. One of those arguments is what I feel started all this. We got into a fight at one point. I don't remember what caused it, but I remember that it escalated quickly. I'd taken his phone and was threatening to drop it from out the window, and he stole my laptop in return and threatened to take it. Neither of us trusted the other to actually exchange the stuff back, and he was ready to leave the house with my laptop. Eventually I called for my mother to try and resolve the situation, since I didn't want my laptop getting taken outside the house. Since Mom was the only one home, she listened to the situation, though she wasn't happy about it, and told us to fix our shit basically. It ended with her siding more with me, and my brother was furious. After that he refused to talk to her even if it got him in trouble. He's been aggressive towards my mother, and eventually moved on to entirely ignoring her existence, and it kills my mother. My sister claims that he told her that the reason he's like this to her has something to do with not telling him our grandmother was sick when she got sick during COVID and soon passed away. But I feel like that's not enough of a reason, since she and my father didn't tell any of us. Is there any advice or anything that I can try to do to fix the relationship? I'm not the biggest fan of my brother for all that he's done, but I don't want to see my mother getting older with my brother pretending she doesn't exist and treating her like crap. Comment. This really isn't your problem to solve. Your brother is an adult, as is your mother. It seems like he was damaged by how your mother treated him. His feelings are valid, and his choice to go no contact is valid as well. Your mom needs to acknowledge how she treated him and apologize. You, too, need to apologize for your actions and hold yourself accountable for your own actions. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends. But acknowledge how your actions may have harmed him. And don't go out of your way to force a reconciliation. He needs to work on helping himself, I suggest therapy, and perhaps you could offer to join him. That's an issue your mom needs to address. If she doesn't want him there, she needs to handle that. Again, a genuine apology from her and a commitment to do better will go a long way.